Hello my dear students, in this lecture we are going to see one numerical which was based on parallel flow heat exchanger. So let us understand the question. The question is, a hot fluid at 200 degrees Celsius enters in a heat exchanger. Now entry temperature of hot fluid is given, therefore it will be Thi. The inlet temperature of hot fluid is given, which is 200 degrees Celsius. Then a hot fluid at 200 degrees Celsius enters in a heat exchanger at a mass flow rate of 10 to the power 4 kg per hour. Therefore, here mass flow rate of hot fluid is given, which is nothing but 10 to the power 4 kg per hour. Therefore, it is equal to 10 to the power 4 divided by 3600 kg per second. Right. Then its specific heat is 2000 joule per kg Kelvin. Therefore, specific heat of hot fluid is given. Cp of hot is equal to 2000 joule per kg Kelvin. Then it is to be cooled by another fluid entering at 25 degrees Celsius. Now it is a cold fluid inlet temperature. Therefore, another fluid which is cold fluid entering at inlet temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Then with a mass flow rate of 2500 kg per hour. Here mass flow rate of cold fluid is given 2500 kg per hour, which can be written as 2500 divided by 3600 kg per second, right? Then and specific heat 400 joule per kg Kelvin. Therefore, specific heat of cold fluid is 400 joule per kg Kelvin. Then overall heat transfer coefficient U is given 250. Therefore, U is equal to 250 watt per meter square Kelvin based on outside area of 20 meter square. Here outside area is given 20 meter square. Then find the exit temperature of fluids under parallel flow. Now we have to find the exit temperatures of fluids. Now my dear students, here it is a parallel flow heat exchanger. Therefore the direction of flow for the hot as well as cold will be same. Let us say the hot is flowing from left to right. That is inlet temperature of hot is Thi, and during the flow from left to right the temperature of hot will decrease, right, and it will become Tho. Now the direction of cold fluid will be also same, that is inlet of cold fluid will be on left side, and during flow from left to right the cold fluid temperature will increase. This is the cold fluid, and exit temperature of cold fluid will be Tco, right. And my dear students, here this Thi minus Tci is called delta T1. This side left side temperature difference is delta T1 and right side temperature difference is delta T2, right. Now here we will solve this question with the help of effectiveness method. Now in effectiveness method, the C is nothing but MCP product, right? So let us calculate this C for hot fluid and cold fluid. Therefore we can say C of hot fluid will be equal to MCP of hot fluid will be equal to mass of hot fluid is 10 to the power 4 divided by 3600 into Cp is 2000, right? So this C of hot fluid will be equal to, let us find this C of hot fluid, right? Then you will get the C of hot fluid will be equal to 555.55. This should be C of hot fluid. Similarly, calculate C of cold fluid, which is nothing but MCP product of cold fluid, which is equal to, here mass of cold fluid is 2500 divided by 3600 into specific heat is 400, right? So if I calculate C of cold fluid, I will get 277.76, right? So my dear students, here we got the C of hot fluid, which is 5555.55, and C of cold fluid will be equal to 277.77, right? So here can I say for this cold fluid C is minimum as compared to hot fluid. Therefore here C minimum will be for C for cold fluid, which is nothing but 277.77, and C maximum will be for C hot fluid, that is 5555.55. Now my dear students, this C is nothing but MCP product, right? Therefore the capacity rate ratio, which is nothing but C, is nothing but C minimum, small c, it is a small c, it is a capital C, it is a C minimum, you have a C maximum, which is equal to C minimum is 277.77 divided by C maximum is 555 0.55. So let us calculate this capacity rate ratio. This capacity rate ratio I will get 0.05, right? Now once you calculate this capacity rate ratio, let us calculate number of transfer units, that is NTU. Now here number of transfer units NTU is nothing but UA divided by C minimum, right? That is MCP minimum, right? Now here therefore is equal to, here U is overall heat transfer coefficient, area is A is given, therefore it is equal to, I can write 250 into area is 20 divided by C minimum is 277.77. Then I will get number of transfer units is equal to 18, right? Now my dear students, once you calculate the number of transfer units and C, then we can calculate the effectiveness of heat exchanger. Now as it is parallel flow heat exchanger, for parallel flow heat exchanger, effectiveness of parallel flow heat exchanger is nothing but, in terms of this C and in terms of this NTU, this is given as 1 minus e to the power minus 1 plus C into NTU divided by 1 plus C. Right, this is the formula to find effectiveness of parallel flow heat exchanger. So let us find this effectiveness of parallel flow heat exchanger. Therefore, effectiveness of parallel flow heat exchanger is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus 1 plus 0.05 into 18 divided by 1 plus 0.05. Right. So my dear students, let us find this effectiveness of parallel flow heat exchanger. Here, let us delete this diagram so that we will get space. Right. I am deleting the diagram because other, again this C and ENTU also I am deleting, right? So let us delete them, right? Therefore we are making here space, so delete everything here. So my dear students, you will get the effectiveness of parallel flow heat exchanger will be equal to, this effectiveness you will find as 0.9523, right? This will be the effectiveness of parallel flow heat exchanger. Now my dear students, this effectiveness is again calculated as effectiveness of any heat exchanger is nothing but the actual heat transfer through the heat exchanger divided by maximum possible heat transfer through the heat exchanger. This is called effectiveness of any heat exchanger. Now here the actual heat transfer is nothing but M in terms of uh, cold and hot fluid. In terms of cold and hot fluid, this actual heat transfer rate will become MCP of cold fluid into temperature difference of cold fluid, that is TCO minus TCI. In terms of hot fluid, it will become MCP of hot fluid into temperature difference of hot fluid, that is THI minus THO. This should be the actual heat transfer. And my dear students, the maximum possible heat transfer we have seen, it is nothing but MCP minimum, MCP minimum into delta T maximum in the cycle or in the device, right? Now let us find this. Now my dear students, here I am writing this step here, right here. You can observe here for this step. Now this MCP minimum is nothing but C minimum, and C minimum is for cold fluid. Just now we have seen. Therefore, this Q maximum we can write, this Q maximum is equal to MCP minimum is for cold fluid. Therefore, MCP of cold into maximum temperature difference over here. The maximum temperature difference, can I say, the maximum temperature in the cycle is THI and the minimum temperature is TCI. Therefore, it is THI minus TCI. THI minus TCI. This will be the maximum difference in the heat exchanger. So let us write here these formulas and let us equate this effectiveness. Therefore, effectiveness of heat exchanger will become, now as for maximum calculation, we are considering MCP of cold. So let us use this formula, MCP of cold TCO minus TCI, because logically this MCP of cold will get cancelled. Therefore, it will become Q actual divided by Q maximum possible, which is equal to, actual is MCP of cold into TCO minus TCI divided by M maximum is MCP of cold THI minus TCI. Therefore, MCP of cold will get cancelled, right? So, my dear students, here let us find this effectiveness. Therefore, this effectiveness will become temperature difference of cold fluid divided by maximum temperature difference. Therefore, this effectiveness, which is nothing but 0.9523, is equal to TCO minus TCI divided by THI minus TCI, right? So Therefore, 0.9523 is equal to TCO is unknown minus TCI is given. Inlet temperature of cold fluid is given 25. However, THI is also given, TCI is also given. Therefore, 200 minus 25. Now, my dear students, in this complete equation, only TCO is unknown. Let us solve this equation for TCO. And if I solve this equation for TCO, I will get answer as 191.60 degrees Celsius. This will be the exit temperature of cold fluid. Right. Now, once you calculate exit temperature of cold fluid, it is simple to calculate exit temperature of hot fluid. Now here, the heat transfer will be equal to mCp of cold into temperature change of cold, that is TCO minus TCI, which is equal to mCp of hot into temperature difference of hot, that is THI minus THO. So here all the values we have, right? So let us put these values. This mCp of cold we have calculated as 277.77 into TCO just now calculated 191.60 minus TCI was given. TCI, what is the TCI? TCI is given I think 25. Let us check the data. Is equal to mCp of hot we have calculated 555.55. THI, this THI is given again, right? Let us check the data. THI is given 200. This is given 200 minus THO we have to calculate. Now by equating these two equations, you will get THO. And my dear students, interestingly, here this THO is equal to TCO, which is equal to 191.60. Right? This is just a coincidence. Right? This is just a coincidence that exit temperature of both fluid is same. Therefore, if I draw temperature profile, it is a parallel fluid exchanger. Here there is a THI and here there is a TCI. Right? Now from left to right, the hot fluid is flowing. The hot fluid exit temperature is THO. And from left to right, again cold fluid is flowing. And the cold fluid exit temperature is also TCO, which is equal to THO. Right? Therefore, this will be the profile. Means it is the best possible heat exchanger in parallel condition. This is the best possible heat exchanger in parallel condition, because for parallel flow heat exchanger, this TCO is always less than or equal to THO. The exit temperature of cold fluid is always less than or equal to exit temperature of hot fluid for parallel flow. And if it becomes equal to, it is the best possible parallel flow heat exchanger. Thank you, dear students. In next lecture, we will see one more numerical on this topic.